Well, here it is. The day has come. The Civic, the Bruce, is going to the scrapyard. Let's jump in a Duramax and get on the way. So hopefully we'll see a good send-off for the Bruce. Sometimes they pick that thing up with a claw, lift it off the trailer. Maybe we can get them to smash it pretty good too. So we'll see what happens when we get there. It really depends on how busy they are, but pulling up to the scale here, we'll have a chance to see how much this pig weighs. We have the aluminum deck over, we got the Duramax and the Civic body. So there's the Duramax, there's the trailer and the whole weight. So 11 with me in it, 11,180 I believe. There's the last little ride for the old Bruce. I think we're gonna be able to get them to pick it up with a crane and just smash her up real good. There she goes. Might have to back up a little bit. Give me a back up. Everyone say goodbye. So long, old Bruce. Proper send off. Bruce who? That being done, let's pull back on the scale here and we'll see what this thing weighs empty. So there's pretty much the Duramax. And there's the whole combined. So the Bruce was only about 1,000 pounds at that point. And well, that's that. No more Civic, no more Bruce. I haven't really gotten any further on the Love, except for those fenders. I did test fit them, and we're definitely gonna have to move the body a little bit further forward because of overhang in the front, which I kind of thought might be an issue. We have everything just kind of propped in the back here because we got quite the mess in the garage here. This whole side of the garage is completely ripped apart. We're doing a lot of electrical, doing a lot of insulation work. Got a lot more of the insulation down here, and we are finally getting around to putting my boiler in. So I don't know if I ever said this before, but I did get radiant floor heat installed when we poured the garage floor. All that's here. It's been here since the garage was built back in 2014 actually, and we're just now getting around to getting it hooked up. So I got my electrical run. This is a next gen electric boiler, so it's completely self-contained. The circulating pumps in here, the heat exchangers here, all of your electronics, flow controls, stuff like that. And I don't know if we can see it, that red thing there in the back is actually a expansion tank. So like I said, this thing is completely self-contained. I'm sorry, it's a 49,000 BTU. It's a 14.4 kilowatt unit. Has 3 different heating elements in it, and it's a modulating. So if it needs all 3, it'll use them. If it only needs 1, it's only going to use 1. So once we get this garage floor and everything inside kind of warmed up, that's going to be the worst of it, and then it'll be just kind of maintaining that as we go. So obviously the first month is going to be a little expensive getting all this stuff heated up. After that, we should see some return on this kind of unit. Why did I go with electric? Well, the price of fuel is going up and up. Obviously electricity is going to go up too, but with this it's completely self-contained, so I don't have to cut a hole for a vent. There is no venting, there's no combustion in this unit, and with that there's no gas supply line to run, there's no tank to be outside, we don't have to buy any fuel, we don't have to worry about running out of fuel. All we have to worry about is electricity. So this is my unit here, or my the pipes, PEX tubing coming out of the floor. There's 7 runs. I forget exactly what each run was, how many feet it was, but in that 2 to 250 range, I believe. And of course it's got flow control valves, has 2 manifolds here, and it's actually been under pressure, holding pressure, since they installed it back in 2014. So we're all good with that. We just have to hook up from here. Obviously that's the hot, that's the out, and the cold is going to be the return, and we'll tie into these 2 manifolds with some shutoff valves in between. We do have shutoff valves right here, so I'm actually going to have a plumber help me out with this. Though I just don't want to mess anything up. Waited this long, I don't want to do something dumb and mess this unit up, or I don't think you really can mess it up, but I want it to work right the first time and just start using and enjoying the heat. So it is what it is, but I am going to have a plumber help me tie into this, because at this point I don't really know exactly what I need. I know I need some kind of a fill system, and brings me to my next point. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to see what his recommendation is with that. He deals with these a lot more, way more than I do, obviously, because I don't deal with this at all. But as far as what to actually put in here, you can put water in. They recommend a softened or distilled water, not so much well water, because it's got a bunch of minerals in it, and we do have harder water here. So you can put a 50-50 mix of a antifreeze specifically designed for this. But anyway, we're going to get his recommendations and kind of just go with that. So we have to finish that up, and we have to finish our electrical up. So I ran the service down to the fuse box here. We're going to put a disconnect here, I believe, and then it's actually going to be copper wire that runs into the boiler itself. So hopefully really soon we won't need this at all. This thing stinks, it's loud, I can't film like at all with this thing running, and it sucks to keep turning it on and off because it makes it stink even worse. So it does work, it keeps you warm, but I definitely hate it. So that's what we're into as far as the garage. This should look really different really soon. Once we get the electrical tied in, I can actually finish insulating this whole area, and I think we're actually going to get some drywall hung. This whole bay unit where the lift is, or the bay section where the lift is, we're going to try and get drywalled at least so high up. And I do have to do some framing up there where my plastic is. And I think I'm actually going to lower that ceiling, kind of put a fake ceiling, because there's no reason at all to heat that whole thing. So we'll probably go 3 or 4 feet above the lift, and once I frame that wall in, we can run some boards across and make a ceiling, and we'll drywall and insulate that too. And then definitely gonna do some lighting up there, but I might even do some fans. We'll see. So I know I haven't had a whole lot of videos out lately, but that's kind of the reason. We've been very busy with a lot of this stuff. It's cold out now. This morning I think it was 21 degrees, so definitely time to have my heat up and going. Should have did that 6 months ago. Should have did it 6 years ago, but anyway, we're on it now. We're going to get it done, and that should make it a lot nicer, at least a lot nicer to look at, and a lot more comfortable for me to work out here. So along with that though comes a lot of pre-planning. So you can't just drywall all this up. My fuse panel is here, my service is here, everything branches off from there. As you can see, I have some stuff going on as far as electrical. I have a whole box of electrical outlets here, and you have to drill holes. It's a giant mess. Obviously this whole bay is a mess right now, the whole garage is a mess right now, but it's going to be a lot nicer, and it just takes a little bit of pre-planning So you like I said, everything runs from here. So once this thing is drywalled, or all of this is drywalled, you won't be able to run at least near as easy the electrical. So you gotta kind of pre-plan the rest of the garage out and run wires at least to where you stop the drywall for now. And I'm gonna get as much of that done. Like I said, I want to do some lighting up top here, so I need to get some lines run up. These lights that are already up, I kind of put outlet boxes in and plugged in, so I can change that later on down the road very, very easily. And I might continue to do some of that. But even over here, I have a row of lights and one single one there. I'm going to put a lot more lighting over in that area. And the most important space right now, like I said, is this right here. This is where we work. This is kind of where we make money and shoot a lot of videos. So it needs to be nice and bright and look better than it does. So it got kind of out of control as far as getting stuff piled in here. So we just removed everything pretty much, and we're going to kind of start fresh. So once the system's up and going, probably make a whole kind of separate video of how it's hooked up, what exactly it is. Even though it said in here it's a next gen boiler, it's a 14.4 kilowatt, 49,000 BTU, but then we'll have it up and running, so we'll know how it works, all that kind of stuff. And I'll make a whole video on how it was hooked up, how it performs, and hopefully it'll help somebody out.